Right, it's Sunday, May 1st, 2016. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. Just got back from a little mini vacation and we are working on the 125 since I got a little bit of free time here. I did free up the front brake lever, just sanded it down a little bit, and then I also put the clutch lever on. I did have to drill out the perch a little bit. Somebody had welded on a nut and I had to cut that off, and in turn this was all buggered up, so I drilled it out a little bit, found a screw from the, I think the 250F that worked out fine, and that's that. So now we're going to actually work on the front brakes. Take a look at them at least. If you'll notice, I mean, they do stop, but there's a lot of play and it goes all the way to the grip. So we're going to move the camera and head down there. We'll be right back. Okay, here we are. We're down at the caliper. We're going to go ahead and remove it. They are two 6mm Allen bolts. The bracket is actually part of the fork, the lower fork, so we're not going to take the bracket off. There's really no way to take it off. We're going to take a look at the brake lever, or the brake pads rather. We may just need to bleed them, I don't know. They're pretty dirty, and the pads don't look too bad. There was a stick in there, so let's need to get a little bit more room here. Didn't feel like taking that front bracket off, this plastic bracket. May have to for a little bit better access. I think I will. It's just two Phillips heads. We'll be right back. We're back. Go ahead and knock these off. Need to clean this anyway down here. It's pretty nasty. Hoping there's no leaking, but looking at this, there could be. Either that or it's just sludge that's built up from riding. Pretty nasty. Alright, so now we got more access to the hose. Go ahead and take our pads off. And it looks like we're going to have to, we need two smaller, or one smaller Allen key there. I have a feeling these are just pretty dirty. And the pads are fairly worn, but they certainly have more life left on them. So, go ahead and take this, which might be easier on the bike. This way we can pull the pads out. This pin, you'll see it here, holds the pads in place. We want to grease that anyway. Right there. You see why I'm wearing gloves. It's a pretty nasty job. Push the caliper back in. Actually, might be able to pull this out. Maybe not. Yeah, there's just, and they are pretty worn. But there's a little bit of life left on them. But I think our main problem, there's the clip, it's just filthy. So we're going to clean these up, and then we'll come back. We'll actually probably bleed these, put these pads back in for the time being. These are just a mess. But we'll be back. All right, we're back. We've got, so you can see, calipers are a lot cleaner. Go ahead and put our little clip in here. Goes like such. Doesn't go down here. It shouldn't fit. So, and I apologize in advance. Somebody is mowing their lawn. And it's such a beautiful day out that I don't feel like shutting the garage door. So I'm going to go ahead and get some Lube on our pins here. probably a little bit too much. So we'll transfer the rest of it over to this one. And we're going to go ahead and use our old brake pads for now because, all right, we're back. Before we put the pads on, we're going to go ahead and put this this bracket on here because if you notice right here, the bottom, that's where the pads kind of, that's where they rest. Put that on, and this clip here should go right about there. It's causing them to spring back up. Now these are hard to get wrong. The only way you could is if you put the pad to the wrong size, because the screw or the shaft there, or the pen rather, it's got a hole in it, or you know, there's a hole here for that pen. Well, there's only a hole on one side, so it's kind of really hard to mess these up. I suppose you could, but it'd be rather difficult. But these brakes, these pads do need replaced pretty soon, but they'll work for now. Go ahead and put that pin back through, tighten it down. There we go. And these have closed a little bit, so we'll push the pads in a smidge. Actually closed a little bit more than I wanted them to. I'm going to go get a, I'll show you how to close these calipers back up, or the pistons rather. I'm going to go get a little C-clamp. We'll be back. Alright, the pad's still in place. We're going to get our C-clamp here. Push these pistons back in. You could push on them real hard with your hand and probably get them, but I'm going to do it the lazy way. You may or may not need to open up your brake fluid reservoir. I didn't have to on this one, so I've got more of a space here now for these to slide on in. Go ahead and tighten this back up, and then we're going to bleed these for now to get a little bit more life out of them. We can bleed them and get them a little bit grabbier than what they are. So we'll be right back.